Hey everyone, Laughing Lich Corporation here. I am here with Richard, and he is playing Sai the Druid. Richard, if you could just tell the audience what Sai looks like in terms of physical appearance.
Sure. So they're sort of a middle-aged male. They are a half wood elf, so they have a slight sort of, I guess, by looking at them, you might guess that there's some elf in there, but necessarily at first glance. They're a little bit hunched over from living out in the woods and working in their garden. Um, Brown hair down to their shoulders in sort of not a neat neat way. Um, and yeah, they shuffle around in their brown robes most of the time.
All right. Well, Sai just so happens to be a druid of the forest, particularly a specific forest known as the Forest of Westward. And this forest, it's relatively small, nothing too fancy about it, has a very nice herb garden that Sai takes care of through the years and such, and does his druidic rituals every now and again. It's a quiet life that you live, not too much happening. You always make sure to protect the plants and the animals of the forest, and make sure that everything goes along with the seasons. Well, one day you decide to head over to one of the great trees in your forest. This is a very large tree that you've known for quite a long time. In fact, you grew it from a tiny seedling all those years back. And you've been nurturing it ever since. And it's grown quite tall, well taller than most trees around the rest of the forest. You travel for a few hours to get to the site in question, and as you arrive, it's probably late morning. The sun is just peeking over the trees at this point. It's still a little cold, a little bit of fog still around, and as you approach the tree, you notice something. The tree no longer has any of its leaves. All of the leaves have fallen onto the ground, completely red. The tree is bare, and you see what looks to be some sort of a symbol at the base of the tree. What does Sai do?
Uh, I think first I'm gonna panic. uh, I don't like the looks of this at all. I definitely want to go have a closer look, so I'm gonna move down towards the tree and try to get a better look at what's happened. See if I recognize this symbol on the floor at all.
All right, so as you approach the symbol on the floor, I would like to make an Arcana check, please. You can roll a d20 and then just add your Arcana modifier.
And good old negative.
Oof.
Oh,
Unfortunately, you do not recognize the symbol. It is foreign to you. It's quite foreign to you.
fantastic. And other than sort of just the foliage having fallen off the tree, do I see anything odd about it? Is it like, weeping sap or
Sure.
something that might give me a clue?
Make an investigation check as you sweep around the tree looking for any kind of indication of what could have happened. Investigation is also -1. All right,
Yep.
12. So you look around, and yes, you can see that where there are punctures within the tree, natural punctures, of course, where there should be sap coming out, there is nothing. Nothing at all. Whatever happened to this tree, it is bare as if it has been dead for years. And you know this is not true. You visited this tree probably a few months ago.
Hmm, nice. Okay. In that case, I don't really know what's happened to the tree. Is there anything I can see around of well, of
Sure?
where somebody might have come from or gone to do this? Any footprints or tracks to follow?
Make a perception check to first see if you see anything around the grounds. as you are going around the grounds, I'm going to put you over here, Sai. And as you go around the grounds, you're just searching and searching, looking for any kind of a signal or sign of anything. And as you do, something creeps up behind you. Something on 4 legs and growling. And before you even have time to react, it gets an attack of opportunity on you. I'm going to need you to roll initiative.
Yep. That was close.
Oof. All right. So, luckily, it gets its first attack. It's going to be with advantage because it snuck up behind you. And wow, a 5 and a 3. A 5 plus 4 does a 9 hit you?
And it does not.
At some miracle, you're able to jump out at the last second, dodging this 4-legged beast. This beast has a long, gnarling snarl and a black mane around its head. It looks to be some sort of a hyena-like creature, but much bigger. You have never seen a creature like this in your forest before at all. It is your turn.
Right. He seems pretty angry with me.
Yes, growling and
So
snarling.
I did have... want to attempt to beast bond with him.
Beast bond only happens when they are charmed or when they are, charmed
Oh, they
or
have
friendly.
to be charmed first. Right, I
Or
don't
friendly.
have the charm. Yeah. Well, I don't have that ready, so... or prepared, rather. So, I will just need to try to knock them back. Yeah, so I'm going to ready myself and attack them with my quarterstaff.
All right, go ahead and make a attack with a d20 plus 2. A 13 plus 2 will hit this warg, and that is going to be a... Are you one-handed or two-handed, this thing?
This is two-handed.
Roll a d8, please. Wow, nice 7 points of damage, plus nothing. So that is 7 points. As you just whack it across the face, blood comes out from its jawline as your tooth gets knocked out. Beautiful. Anything else?
I don't think so. I want to figure out what's going on, but with him snarling in front of me, I don't think I'm going to. So nothing this turn.
All right, as it comes around you, it's going to circle around, and you can see that it actually has what looks to be a harness on it. Some sort of a leather work that is most certainly not natural. Definitely humanoid made, and it is going to attempt to bite you as it reaches for you once more. A 9 plus 4 is 13. Does the 13 hit?
13 is equal to...
It will
can't
hit.
remember if that's a hit or not. Yeah.
Ooh, 3 points of piercing damage.
Cool.
All right, that is its turn. Your turn.
So I know that this is a tamed creature now, at least. But I still won't be able to befriend it at all. I think if any of... just checking. Nope. Yep, I'm just going to strike at it again with my quarterstaff.
Okay.
This one.
That'll definitely hit. Roll damage. As you whack it again, doing a nice 5 points of damage. At this point, you've hit it pretty hard, and you can see it's like waving its head around. It seemed to have knocked some good sense into it. Anything else?
He's looking bloodied.
He is definitely looking bloodied.
I would like, given that he's now looking bloodied, I'd like to try to shoo him off to see if I can then follow him back to his master.
How are you going to do that?
Probably just holding my quarterstaff up in the air over my head and making a lot of noise at him,
All right.
shouting and
So
stamping my feet.
next round we will do an intimidation check. That is an action to do so, but we will
Okay.
do so next round if that is still what you want to do. This warg is going
Yep.
to attempt to claw you, as it does not like being hit. That is definitely going to hit you, and this claw is going to be 4 plus 3 slashing damage, 7 points of slashing damage. It is your turn. Would you still like to do that intimidation check? It looks pretty beat up.
So I'll. Am I able to do a bonus action before the action?
You can do
On
a
a
bonus
turn?
action, movement, or action anytime you want.
Cool. So I'll do a bonus action first for healing word,
Sure.
which I should be able to do on myself.
Yep. And
So
that
that
is
is 1d4 plus. It is. No, it's a. Yeah, no, that's fine.
That's 6 points of health healed back, and you still have your
Back.
action.
And then for my action, I will do the. Try to scare him off back to his master.
All right, roll intimidation.
Follow him down. Intimidation is hopefully a bit better.
15. As you scream at this warg and yell at it, we'll find out what happens. Is there anything else?
Nope, that's my turn.
All right, this creature is trained. This creature knows what to do in the sight of loud noises. You enraged it. It is going to attack you. And that is definitely going to hit as it bites you across the leg, doing 6 points of damage. And it is your turn.
Ooh, I'm in danger now. Right, I'm gonna. Same thing again, I'm gonna do my healing word on myself.
Sure. Nice.
Nice. And then get another hit in, as he's clearly not going to. Not gonna get away from me.
If I could make a suggestion, use your Thorn Whip. It has a +5 to attack versus your +2 for the Quarterstaff.
That one. Oh yeah. Sorry, it doesn't say on my character sheet how much damage that one does.
It does 1d6.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll do that one then.
All right.
One whip, and that is a cantrip, so I don't have to do that.
Natural
Rip.
20. Roll that d6.
Nice.
Twelve
Bang.
points of damage. How would you like to kill this warg?
Oh. That's a good one. So I move forward. I've got my quarterstaff in both hands, and as I cast the spell, the whip comes out the end of the quarterstaff and smacks it round the side, and then cracks down for that second hit on top of him, smashing him down to the ground.
As this creature gives out its last howl as he takes damage and goes down dead without an issue. As things calm, you kind of catch your breath for a moment, the sun finally peeking over the trees and peering down on you. What would you like to do?
So quickly, I want to have another look around, see if anyone else is trying to sneak up on me.
Perception check.
Yep.
Alright. You're pretty certain that everything is pretty quiet now. This thing must have been on its own, alone.
Cool. I want to go and investigate the body then.
Sure.
See if there's any information I can get from it, and if there's anything I can loot off it as well that might help tell me where this is from.
Sure. So, without even rolling anything, you can see that this creature has a very thick black mane around the back of its back, and the straps around it do not seem to be made of anything that you're familiar with. It is a type of leather, but not any kind of leather like pig or cow. You do find a dagger, which you are welcome to take, and other than that, you're not quite sure. You can do a nature check to determine exactly what this creature is, or you could do a investigation check to figure out what kind of straps these come from.
So definitely nature for me.
Sure. Again, you know that this is not a creature of the forest that you are privy to, but you do know that this is some sort of a gnoll type creature. These wargs are very large beasts that are ridden by gnolls, hyena-like humanoids. And the more that you think about it, the more that you look at these leather straps, and you realize that this is the work of a gnoll.
Cool. Do I know of any gnollish outposts in the area?
Unfortunately, you
Where
do
they might
not,
come
but
from?
you do know that there's a town nearby, maybe an hour's walk from where you are.
I think next bet is probably to head into the town then.
All right. So, do you gather anything? Grab anything?
Carry most of what I need with me.
Okay.
But can I forage for a bit of food first? No, I don't think I can forage. Nope. I've got the dagger off the warg, and actually, I'll take the harness as well if I can get that off the warg, so I
Yeah.
can show that.
Shouldn't be too much of an issue. You can just use the dagger and cut it off, or use the straps, and it will come off pretty easily.
Yeah.
All right. So you begin heading towards this town. About an hour walk. You walk through, and the sun gets higher and higher as the air gets warmer and warmer. And the people in the town are just emerging from their nightly slumbers. You can see that the forge master is currently working the forge, as well as a few children are running around the gardens and different kind of pens for the animals and such. But you come into town, and you've been here once or twice before. It's a familiar town, but you don't really interact with the different humanoids that often. But you are now in town. What would you like to do?
I think that you said blacksmith was there. Are they pure blacksmith, or are they sort of a general craftsman? Would they know leatherwork so well?
They're
Do I
probably a
not know them
general.
that well?
Yeah, they're probably a general craftsman. They are dwarvish.
They're dwarvish. Cool. Okay. Sorry, what else did you say there was there? The blacksmith,
Yeah.
towns, and
Gardens, pens, animals, children, other individuals kind of working the fields and such, just kind of emerging for the day.
there wasn't sort of a main town hall or anything.
There's probably a small tavern, pretty much out of someone's backyard, if anything.
Okay. In which case, I will head over to the blacksmith,
Sure.
to show them the saddle, see if they've seen anything like it before.
Yeah, I've seen you before. Good to see you again. What can I do for you?
Hi, I've just found something a bit strange in the woods over there. I was attacked by a rather strange creature. They were wearing this saddle. I don't particularly recognize the design of it myself, and I was hoping that maybe you could point me in the right direction of if you've seen something like this before.
Yeah, let me take a look. As he takes it over and inspects it for a moment, he says, I've done a little bit of work around the cities, but ever since coming to this little town over here, I don't think I've seen anything like this before. It reminds me of when I was living in the dwarvish cities in the underworld, and these are fiendish of make. from what I can tell. Definitely no kind of leather you can find up here.
Okay, so do you think I should head towards anyone that might know more,
Uh,
or is that all you can give?
I say go to the tavern keep and maybe she'll be able to help you. Don't really know what to make of it. You sure that you found this around
Fair
here?
enough. Yeah, just in the woods, not too far away.
Well, shit.
Quite concerning, I'd say.
All right. Yeah, head over there.
Well, thank you for your time. I'll head over.
So
Yeah, I
you
head over to the tavern then.
so you head over to the small. It's more of a cabin, and in the back you could see has a little overhang with a few tables set around, and you see a barmaiden, and she approaches you. Can I get you something to drink or something to eat for the morning?
A small drink wouldn't go amiss, thank you. But I'm also here for some information if there's someone who could help.
Well, I pretty much know everyone in town. I can probably give you the right direction.
Okay, so I'm looking for some information. I was recently out in the woods not too far from here, and a strange beast attacked me wearing this saddle. The blacksmith said to come over here and maybe somebody might know a bit more about where I could find the source of this creature.
Hmm. Interesting. This isn't the first occurrence of weird things happening today. There was a woman that stopped by earlier today. Maybe missed her by about 30 minutes, but she looked quite frightful. Um, I don't know if the two are related, but she headed east, if that helps you. As for the saddle, I'm sorry, I don't really know.
Okay. And can you tell me anything more about this woman? What does she look like, or...
She was kind of scary looking, actually. Like she had just worn too much mascara and cried it all off in the night. And very skinny, too skinny. And pale skin, looked very deathly. Almost diseased.
human, or of another race?
As far as I could tell, human, yeah.
Okay. And they had it out to the east not too long ago, you said?
Yeah, over to the east, there's a road that will lead into a different part of the woods that goes across a bridge, across a river, of course. Don't go into the river. It's pretty treacherous, actually. It's a lot of rapids and such. But then beyond that, we don't really travel that far.
I see. Well, thank you for the information. I'll just have that small drink, if I could.
That'll be 2 copper pieces.
Sure. And I'll have a look around the tavern to see if there's anyone else there that looks like they might be able to help head out in that direction. Since I'm heading out of my woods now.
All right. You do see what looks to be some sort of a human ranger. Not necessarily a ranger, but someone who hunts. A hunter. That's a better explanation. Someone who's probably getting ready for the day to go out into the woods and catch a few rabbits, squirrels, maybe a deer or two. But they're just having their breakfast and just trying to get ready for the day.
Okay. Well, I'll go over and talk to them. Just double check which way they are headed. If they have any plans to head that way today. But otherwise, I think start to make my way over there.
Sure. As you bring up some of the information that I expect you to bring up, he just says, "Don't know anything about that saddle, but if you go eastward, you got to watch out for the Bloodshaw bandits. They're little lizard people, I think, or dragon folk. I don't know. Kobolds. That's what they're called. But the Bloodshaw bandits, they're just more annoying than anything. Just kind of give them your scraps and move on. They're not worth the trouble.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. So with no one else here that seems like they could be able to help, I think I will head out east.
All right.
Follow the trail.
As you begin to head eastward, you come across what looks to be a small cemetery just outside of town, maybe no more than 20-30 minutes, somewhere in the forest. You're still following the trail, of course, but you get here and you can see that this cemetery looks to have a very beautiful blue-leafed tree, as well as a few very old tombstones. These tombstones look far too old to be anything of recent, but one of the graves has been dug up. A coffin is very much open, and I'll just mark it for you right there. A coffin is very much open, and there is no body inside.
Okay. Having learnt my lesson, I'm going to have a quick look around first.
Perception
See
check.
if anyone's hiding in the woods.
Was that the 11? Nope. Still waiting on a perception check.
No. It's just
19. Beautiful. As you do this, you actually do hear what sounds like rustling behind a bush over to the north side.
Okay, I will ready my quarterstaff, and I will move towards it and call out to the bush. Who's there? Come on out. I can hear you.
As they come out, you see this red-scaled, really small, I'm going to make this token a bit smaller, really small creature. It looks to be of some sort of a dragon-like appearance, but very small, with a dagger in one hand, and it looks to be wearing some sort of leather armor, but very different from the leather that you have as a saddle. And this kobold approaches you and just says, "Now, I don't want any trouble. I've already missed my opportunity this morning to grave rob. You just give me some of your gold, and I'll just let you go."
How about a trade? I'll give you my gold, and you give me information. You said you missed out on this grave robbing. Did you see what's happened here?
Had no idea. But I came around here and someone was already messing around and I couldn't find it. Wait a minute. I don't know. You gold first.
I take out a silver and 2 copper. Toss them over.
Make a persuasion check.
Nice.
He catches it in the air and just puts away his dagger for a moment. He just says, "My buddy came out here expecting to rob some graves. And when I got here, I saw that one of the graves was already open, the body gone, and my buddy dead. I had to pull him back over there, and gonna pick him clean, but otherwise, that's all I saw."
Okay. You didn't see anyone or know which way they might have gone?
Not a clue.
Okay.
As he starts to step backwards.
I'll leave you be then. Thank you for the information.
All right. He steps backwards and goes back into the forest. And are you continuing east?
I want to check around the area first, just if I can see anything more.
Sure. Go ahead and make a investigation check as you get up in close and personal with all of the different features of this area.
Investigation.
It's hard to tell with these kinds of details. You can actually see pretty obviously that there was some sort of a scuffle here, some sort of a battle. There's blood on the ground, and there is definitely footprints of 2 beings, but it's just way too muddied to really tell what kind of beings they were.
Okay. In which case, can I tell anything about the tree? Is there anything similar to it, um, to what's happened to my tree? The precursors to it.
Sure. Go ahead and make a nature check. Natural 20. You know this tree to be the tree of the Undying, something that is more or less a myth, something you've never seen before, but it seems almost fitting that it is right at a graveyard. This tree is known for having unnatural long life, being able to weather the worst of storms and the worst of diseases. Some even say that when you chop it down, it can still regrow within a season, the same size it was before it was chopped down. This tree is quite magical.
Okay.
You know that its fruits sometimes can be made into healing potions as well.
And is it fruiting at the moment?
As you look up, you see at the very top a beautiful fruit, some sort of a round-shaped red sphere. Not sure if it's apple or some sort of variant.
Cool. Right at the top, so 30 feet up.
That's about it.
Cool.
You can make a acrobatics or athletics if you would like to try and get it. Or you can try something else if you have an idea.
I think I'd like to try to climb up to get it.
Sure.
Although, actually, that's a terrible idea, isn't it? That's a cantrip. I'd like to Thorn Whip it down.
Okay. So Thorn Whip, you're going to have to get it so that you can knock it down, but not harm it. So I'm going to put the difficulty challenge at a 10. If it's above a 10, it comes knocked down. If it's below a 5, you will accidentally strike the fruit and ruin it.
Okay. Normal modifiers still?
Thorn Whip plus 5. Well, wait, no, that doesn't make sense. If it was plus 5, then you always get it. In that case, I'm gonna up the DC to 12 and say a 7 or lower. So don't roll a 1 or a 2.
Cool.
There we go. That's beautiful.
Fine.
So you whoosh, catch it, and it falls down right into your hand. Beautiful, thick fruit. You know that it has the statistics of a good berry currently in this form. In other words, it gives you 1 hit point if you were to eat it. If you were to refine it, then it would later become a healing potion. But you'd have to roll for that. That requires some time, though.
Cool. I thank the tree for giving me this great fruit. And I carry on my way.
All right. Make a religion check as you thank this tree in a natural force, Mother Nature, if you will. All right. And as you continue to head eastward, you begin heading out of the town proper, and it's starting to get a little bit late. You're in a later season where there's not a lot of sun throughout the day, and you've been traveling for a few hours now. The sun is already getting a little low, and as it does, you get to what looks to be a bridge. And this bridge seems to be going over some rapid rivers, and you can see across the way, you're about 60 feet to the west of this bridge currently. You're not even on the map. And you can see a woman who looks to be that gaunt figure that was described earlier. Very skinny, pale skin, very scary looking, almost dead. And she looks to be taking an axe to this rope and the bridge. And then behind you, you can hear what sounds like yipping, loud growls and yipping as you see these individuals running past you. They are also riding wargs. They are gnolls and kobolds. Quite a large group. You count roughly, let's go with 8 different individuals of wargs, and then a few humanoids riding those wargs. What would you like to do? You know that fighting them right now would probably be suicide.
Not a good idea. Not a good idea. So I am. So they seem to be riding past me. Presumably looks like they're trying to chase her down. I think that getting involved is not good at this stage, so I'm gonna stick to the bushes and just hide and see what happens.
All right, stealth check. You dive into the bushes and look out as you can see this group stop across the bridge and confront this woman. And that is where we will end.
Cool.
And that is where we will pick up when we play our one-shot. So, hope you had a good time, and I will definitely schedule that one-shot as soon as everyone gets to this point. I have another person at 8 o'clock, so I will be in contact with you. Thank you so much.
Great. Sounds good. Oh, how many people is it total, players?
Probably 4. I think a nice small group of 4 is good.
Cool. Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Great.
See you later.
Okay. Cheers. Bye.